Hello and welcome to the Keiwear Show, where we talk about life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm your host, Keisha Mayo, and we have a great show for you on today. Today we have gospel recording artist James Street. Welcome to the show, James, and thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Please introduce yourself to my viewers.
Hey, how you doing? First of all, thank you for having me. My name is James Street. I am from New York. I'm a gospel recording artist. I sing a little bit of everything, but I'm happy to be here with you today. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, James, and it's a pleasure meeting you. But we're gonna start from the beginning. Well, you said you're from New York, but what part? Are you from the Bronx? Where are you from?
From a little bit of all over the place. I grew up in New York City, a little bit of Westchester, and currently I'm in upstate New York.
Okay, and how was your upbringing?
It was good. I had a
Hmm.
good upbringing, stable,
You
comfortable,
you
normal
were born.
challenges people deal with.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Were you born and raised in the church?
Yes, yes. So I grew up in the church. I went to a church in the Bronx, New York, for most of my life. That's where I learned to sing. That's where I learned to write. That's where I learned about performance and theater and, so on and so forth. So, yeah.
Awesome. And how old were you when you started singing?
I was about six.
Awesome. Do you remember your first song?
Mm, um, hmm. It might have been Lord, I'm Available to You.
Okay, yeah, I love that song. So, who was your inspiration growing up?
Uh, Outside of like my local church fam, I really enjoyed listening to a lot of choirs.
Mhm.
The usual popular people growing up at the time. So, but as I got older, I started listening to some more secular music and some classical music and just different genres and just trying to make myself a more well-rounded vocalist. And so I listen to a little bit of everything now, but that's pretty much my life summed up.
Awesome, James. And now, have you always wanted to sing, or this is something that you decided, as you got older, I really want to sing and I want to record and I want to do these great things as far as singing is concerned. Was that always a dream of yours?
Uh, Singing became a passion as I grew up because I was surrounded by so many different types of musical influences.
Mhm.
So as I got older, I started to explore music more, and that's kind of where it started, and it kind of just grew from there.
Okay, let's talk about Grateful, the song you have out now, which is really awesome. Did you write that song?
I did. I wrote every word, put together
Wow.
all the harmonies and everything. It's just a real, it's a piece of me. That
Uh-huh.
song is a piece of me, and so it just tells a little bit of my story, a little bit of who I am, and just my posture and outlook on life.
Oh, okay. And is this your first song that you've written and recorded?
No, 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 no. But this is, I will say, the first song in my new life as an artist. I've
Mhm.
been recording and singing for many years, but this is just my first step into being a recording artist and jumping out there into the world.
Oh, okay. And what's your music process like?
It depends. I prefer to kind of just write based on what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
I can write on command as well, based on the topic or subject matter, but it seems to I prefer to have it come from a place within, from a thought within. So I tend to write down thoughts that I have as I'm traveling or, just going about my everyday life, and then just kind of it just develops and grows from there.
Okay, so are you working on a full album now?
Not right now. Right now, my plan is to just to release a few singles first, and that will like evolve into a body of work, and then just kind of grow from there. But I didn't, not a project, full on project just yet. Just gearing up for it.
So are you gonna allow other people to write on this project, or are you gonna write everything?
I like to write, but I also am interested in what other creative minds have in store for what my voice can do, and what my sound can grow into. So I'm open. I'm open to collaborating with others.
That's awesome. And singing, I mean, was this just totally a gift or did you have vocal training? You know?
This is a byproduct of a ton of work. some self study, a lot of coaching, a lot of studying from different people and different places and genres, and a lot of practice and pass and fail situations, being in front of crowds and learning what to do, what not to do, how to do it, how not to approach it, and also understanding my voice, its limits, its parameters, its strengths, its weaknesses, and just learning to perfect that.
Okay. And where are some of the places you performed?
I have performed in McDonald's Gospel Fest. Most
Um,
recently, I was a part of the live uh, uh, vocal performance of Alvin Ailey's Revelations. That was in New York City Center in December of 2023. I also work with a company called Hankling Music and Productions. I'm one of their band vocalists, and so I get to perform at a bunch of weddings and corporate events throughout the year. So,
mhm.
you know, I'm kind of keeping myself busy musically as a vocalist and also spending some time just to write and perfect and study just to continue to grow.
That's awesome. And if you could open up for any artist, who would it be?
That's hard. I have a lot of ambitions of people I want to work with. Right now, if I could open up for someone, I would love to work with. I actually really would like to work with Kurt Carr. Um,
Hmm.
Also, with Erica Campbell,
Hmm.
and a couple of the artists right now that are really, you know, in my vibe. Also, Pastor Mike Jr. is another one. There's a few people I would love to work with and open up for.
Okay. And who are some of, other artists that you just love, that you enjoy listening to?
I love. It depends on my mood. So I believe that music it channels energy, and so like if I'm in a real stress state, like stuff is just going on, life is lifing and doing its thing. I listen to certain things to kind of just mellow out that. So sometimes I'll listen to a little bit of rock, or I'll listen to some classical music just to kind of vibe and get into the kind of headspace that I need to be in to get through my day. So I think, well, yeah.
Hmm. Well, that's good, James. And now, question: How would you describe your music? Because you just mentioned, you listen to a little rock, you listen to all types of music. But when you sit down and write, what do you focus on? Does it have to be a gospel song? What do you just? How do you describe your music?
I try to focus my music, especially writing it, on what I want to convey to my audience. What do I want to express? And then everything has to tie into that. The sounds, the motions, the way I record it, the vocal style, everything has to tie into that theme. So I would describe my music as kind of passion projects, uh, moments and periods of my life that I am capturing to display to others. And so for example, the song Grateful, it really was, me just sitting back and thinking about uh, what God has allowed to happen in my life, the things that I was able to do and accomplish and experience because of God's grace that I did not deserve. So that everything about that song kind of embodies that.
Hmm.
And so even that song, it has a interesting feel to it musically. It's very, very soulful, very, very passionate because I
Hmm.
really, really feel strong about being grateful. My thankfulness and gratefulness unto God, is unparalleled. I feel so strong about that. So it kind of all of that ties together in that. So whatever I'm working on is going to uh it's going to have that same type of energy, that same type of feel.
Right. And when you're writing, do you just sit down and write, or do you wait for inspiration from God? Some people could just sit down and write a song, and others just wait on God to hear his voice to, know that, this is a song that's going to touch lives of others. So, how do you do, that, when you're sitting down writing? Do you wait on God to give you something, or can you just write a song?
Um, Both. Generally, the process is as inspiration comes, you take out your pen, you take out your phone, and you capture that inspiration to the best of your ability, whether it's just lyrics, whether it's a melody, whether it's just an idea. And I just talk. I often like pull out my phone and do a voice recording and just say what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling or a melody that's in my head. And then I'll just go back to it and we'll revisit it and just build off of it. I don't believe in forcing inspiration. I don't think that's how it works. I
Hmm.
think you can kind of place yourself in environments where you can be inspired, but I don't think you can force inspiration. It doesn't come across. It doesn't, it doesn't translate well. So I will write when I'm inspired. I will also sit down and focus and think and meditate on a piece or something that I'm working on and build that way. But it all has to be organic and not not forced.
Right. And have you ever imagined this happening? Being able to record. Did you imagine like this door would be open for you?
It's something that I dreamed about. It's
Hmm.
something that, you grow up and you see people all over TV, or you see people that that are doing the same thing as you, and
Hmm.
you kind of aspire to the moment that the thing happens. But it's hard to see it until it's there. You work every day. You got the song, the record's done, it's mixed now. All right, you got your photo shoot, you got your artwork. All right, you got your promo material. And then it's just like, all right, this is the moment. It's really, really happening. It's out there in the world. People are going to look at it and listen to it. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What are they going to think? You know, um, but it's a dream. It's a living dream. My
Hmm.
pastor, he preached a sermon a couple of months ago, and he talked about living in the answered prayer
Hmm.
and how we spend so much time trying to get to a place or trying to accomplish something or reach a goal. We don't really prepare ourselves to live in what we expect. And
Hmm.
so, that's kind of where it is for me, like just learning to live in the reality and the manifestation of what is happening in my life and what God is doing. So
Right. And seeing it, a lot of
right.
times right, you got to see yourself there and see, yourself accomplishing what God has for you. Because I believe, as long as it's something that you're doing for God, He's gonna make it happen. He's gonna
Yeah.
make your dreams come to pass. Seek ye first the kingdom of righteousness, and all those things will be added. So you've been seeking them, and just look at the doors that He's opening. So I'm
Yeah.
happy about your future. And I tell you, the song is just an awesome song. They really need to listen to it. When I heard it, I was like, oh wow, okay, I gotta get him on my show, because more people need to hear it. And I know you have family, so how do you balance, everything that you do and your career?
Um, Trial and error. You try to you adjust with the times. You have to prioritize yourself in everything because your
Hmm.
own personal mental health and physical health is paramount. Because if you're not able to physically or mentally do anything, it's just not going to come out right. But it's just trial and error. It's communication. It's planning and just being thoughtful about the people around you and your responsibilities. And if you can do that, you can figure it out and make things happen. I like to try to devote 100% of myself to a moment. And
Hmm.
so when I'm doing one thing, like right now, this is all I'm doing. This is all I'm focusing on. I'm not thinking about the next thing. I'm not planning the next thing. I'm just
Hmm.
being present in this moment. I'm with you, Keisha Mayo. We're doing this right now. We're talking. We're discussing. So that's how I kind of work my life. And so with that, I'm able to do more because I'm more focused at a given moment, and then I can shift from thing to thing to thing without compromising, the quality of what I'm doing.
That's awesome, James. And now, what advice can you give someone who may, want to record, want to do their album? Because there's so many gifted people in this world, and that's why nobody should be jealous of anybody, because God gives everybody a gift. Everybody have their own separate gifts, and we're able to reach different people. We don't all reach the same people, but I'm sure there's some boy or some girl out there who said, you know what? God gave me a gift, and I just want to make this happen so I could be a blessing to the world. What advice can you give someone who's, looking for some advice to move further in the industry?
Well, the best thing I would say, and I guess I'll phrase it as looking at my younger self, what would I tell my younger self doing what I know now? And I would say, do what you love,
Mm-hmm.
do what matters to you, and
Mm-hmm.
don't forget the reason why you're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Some people chase, fame and they want to be on stage and the lights and the cameras and the notoriety and all that stuff. But none of that is like sustainable. It's not real, you know. So if you're not doing something you're really passionate about, you're really into it's going to show, and you know you're going to waste your time because time is precious. We don't have a lot of time on this earth.
We
Life
sure
is short and it's full of trouble. So yeah, if you're not passionate about it, if you're not serious about it, don't don't invest your time into that. Pursue something that you love and that you're really interested in, and then give it your 100% best all the time. And that's it. I tell my kids all the time. I tell them, as long as you give your absolute best,
hmm
there's nothing to regret or be sad about. Whether you get an 80, whether you get a 90, or whether you get whatever you get, if you gave your best, if you gave it your all, that's
hmm
all you can do. So
Right.
just give it your all and be serious about it.
Right. What is the best advice you have ever been given?
The best advice I have been given, I would say, is to not take myself too seriously.
hmm
Enjoy life, enjoy moments, enjoy the people you love. And by doing that, you're always going to be full and you're always going to be satisfied with
hmm
what's going on. And so I would tell anybody that just don't take yourself too serious.
Right.
Enjoy your life.
Enjoy
You know,
life. That's what it's about. We take on these problems and we let it consume us. And God is saying, cast your cares upon me. We give it to him. And we guilty, we human, but we gotta focus and really read the word and really,
yeah,
practice what we preach, and
yeah,
practice, what God is telling us to do. Give it to him.
yeah.
So yeah, you have to enjoy life before you know it. Like you said, time is winding up. So you gotta
Hmm.
enjoy, you gotta go after what you want to go after. You got to do it now. But let's talk about, because you mentioned about performing in the Alvin Ailey Dream Theater. Tell us your experience with that.
So I was blessed to be a part of this. It was like a 5 show series. Alvin Ailey, his piece Revelations has been around for a long time, but they decided the dance theater decided they wanted to do a live version to open up this season in the end of November of into December of 2023. And so a good friend of mine, Damian Sneed, invited me to be a part of that, and so I sang with a small chorale of people, and we sang this, 11 song rendition of Avenelli's work, and it was a really really interesting experience. Just kind of being the skeleton that the dancers used to interpret this piece that he created all these years ago, and it was a really fun experience. I learned a lot. I got to meet some really interesting people,
Mhm.
and just to enjoy theater and enjoy live performance, and you know, and it
Mhm.
was great. It was really great.
That's awesome, and that's awesome to have on your resume. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and you sing at weddings. You know how that came about.
I that is something that was just always on my list of things I wanted to do. I like performing, but I also like singing different stuff. And so, ever since I joined uh, this company, it's been fun. I mean, I get to, celebrate with people on their best day, on one of the most significant days of their life. And it's really good. People are very happy. People are very appreciative. People, it's
Mm,
just fun, just making their day come alive, and
right.
just collaborating on stage, with all types of musicians from all walks of life. I meet so many different people from different places, and it's just a rewarding experience. And wedding season's getting ready to start again, so it's going to be pretty busy soon. So it's going to be fun. It's been fun.
Right. And how many people are part of the band?
There's about 12 of us. The
Oh,
company has about 27 bands, but there's 12 of us on the band that I work with.
oh, that's awesome. And now, what is one of your greatest accomplishments?
One of my greatest accomplishments, I would say, are my children.
Mm-hmm.
They are the evidence, the fruit of what I've done right in life. And there's no greater feeling than watching them go and be prepared to be in the world, and go to school and just try out new things, their instruments, their projects, their performances. It's just that is the best thing to me.
That's awesome. and they have a great role model, someone, to look up to. So many broken homes today, it's just awesome. I thank God for what you're doing. Um, I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
Uh-oh.
I want you to give them a little bit of grateful. You
Oh,
up for it?
I am.
All right. So
Ah,
give them a little bit of grateful.
I just want to say thank you for all you've done, and I'm so grateful that you spared my life. And ooh, every time that I think about it, I just want to cry. 'Cause where would I be if you hadn't changed my life? And oh, I am grateful. So, thankful. Yes, I'm grateful.
All right. That was awesome, James. I'm at the
Thank
concert.
you. Ha ha ha.
Grateful. Grateful for life, grateful for everything that God is doing in our lives. They're grateful that He's ordering our steps. I mean, we have so much to be grateful for. Grateful for family, grateful for our church home,
Yeah,
grateful to God because of what? Just because He's God.
yeah,
He don't have to do another thing for us. He's done enough. But we're just grateful that He's in our life. We're grateful that He even speaks to us.
yeah.
I'm grateful. Hallelujah. Thank you for
Yeah,
that. That
hallelujah.
was awesome.
Thank you.
And James, what mark do you want to make in life?
As a person who did what he wanted to do, that he got the most out of his time here. That is my life's mission, to just take advantage of every moment and make things happen. That's
Mm.
it.
And what plans do you have for the future?
I keep working. I'm going to keep working on music. I'm going to keep building myself up as an artist, working to develop and collaborate with other creative minds to do some really fun and interesting things in this world.
Awesome. And how can people find you? If they
So,
want to get in touch with you?
yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I am James Street. You can find me on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. You can find me James Street as well, but Instagram is the place to get me. I am James Street. You can find me right there.
You know what, James? I want to ask you, even during the process of recording, what were some of the trials that you went through during that process? And how did you overcome?
One thing I could talk about is accepting the fact that you're human was a
Mm-hmm.
big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You grow up thinking, oh, I'm invincible. I'm not going to make a mistake. I'm not going to do something, that's contrary to how you see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you learn very quickly as you get older that you're human. You're bound to make mistakes. You're bound to make errors. But it's not about the fact that you make a mistake. It's about the fact that you can be restored
Mm-hmm.
through God, and be able to share with somebody else what you've gone through so that they don't make the same kind of mistakes. And that was a part of this song. Part of the lyrics is like, nobody's perfect, but
Right.
let me tell you, I'm one of the worst ones. I'm a human. I'm just like everybody else. I make mistakes, but I've learned from my mistakes, and so I want to tell you about that process. I want to tell you about restoration. I want to tell you that God will give you another chance to
Yeah.
to to get back on track.
Right. Because we're striving to be perfect. We fall from perfect. We definitely gonna make mistakes. We make mistakes every day,
Yeah,
but to me, when we make those mistakes and we ask God for forgiveness, that's just, building our relationship even deeper with God, knowing that He forgive us, but we don't keep doing the same thing over and over. You know, when
Yeah.
you know you done wrong, then you could go to God and, you know, ask for forgiveness. So I thank God for being just a forgiving God, you know,
Yeah.
even in, you know, the state when we're not perfect or, you know, we make mistakes. So I just thank God for that. You know, he's just awesome and I just love him. But I just want to ask you another thing. You know, what is your
Sure.
definition of success?
Uh, to me, success is accomplishing your set goal or exceeding your set goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about uh, the court of public opinion's view on how you're doing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's about your own introspective view on you meeting what you set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's success.
Gotcha. And do you have a mission statement? Something you stand by?
Um, yeah, there's a quote that I use that I like. It just says that it's never too late to be what you could have been.
That's
And I live by that because I feel like you can always, use today
mm-hmm.
to work on what you may have been should have been doing yesterday, and just
Right.
making that happen.
Right. Well, James, I thank you so much. This has been an awesome interview. Thank you so much for being my very special guest. You
My
know,
pleasure.
want to thank my viewers for tuning in. Please join me next week for another episode of the Keiwear Show. You can follow me on all social media platforms and on the internet. I'll also have James Street's information in the credits as well. And listen, I encourage y'all to let y'all know that Keiwear is the key to knowledge. God bless you, and I love you all.
What's up, family? It's your radio angel, Dr. Liz Black, and you're watching the Keiwear Show.
Hi, I'm Bishop Richard W. Curtis. I'm the senior pastor of Gospel Mission Ministries in the Bronx, New York. You're watching the Keiwear Show.
Hi, I'm Pashay Felton. I'm an educator, a coach, an author, a screenwriter, and the co-founder of Harlem Girls, Inc., and you're watching the Keiwear Show.
Hey there, I'm gospel artist Melvin Crispo III, and you're watching the Keiwear Show.
Hey, I'm Lena.
Hey, I'm Richard Jr.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Raymond.
And I'm Kimberly, and we are the Richard Curtis Singers, and you're watching the Keiwear Show.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for all you've done, and I'm so grateful that you spared my life. And ooh, every time that I think about it,